So sick of Google. Everybody wants to apologize for Google, and God bless them for doing YouTube and allowing me to do this. But that's not what this is about. This is about them being monopolistic and using their place in the market, their power and money to dominate and shove everybody else out. And they're doing this on purpose. They're not doing it just because, they're just acquiring companies and they're big and that's just the way it happens. They're forcing people out of the market, and I don't see how you guys can actually defend. Check this article out that I've read just now. Consumer groups ask FTC to block Google's AdMob deal. Consumer watchdog and the Center for Digital Democracy have requested that the Federal Trade Commission block Google's $750 million acquisition of AdMob on both antitrust and privacy issues. According to a report by TechCrunch, the FTC has already been actively reviewing the AdMob acquisition over the past weeks since Google announced its plans to buy up the mobile advertising giant. Apple had started talks to acquire AdMob just weeks before Google announced its deal, ostensibly in an effort to prevent Google from obtaining detailed information about Apple's iPhone App Store. Other small competitors in the fledgling mobile advertising market have also raised concerns that Google could leverage its existing AdSense and DoubleClick programs to effectively monopolize the emerging market for mobile ad placement within third-party apps. And see, it's bullcrap. They own AdMob, which is the biggest mobile. They do it on the desktop. They are completely monopolizing the ad industry, and by buying AdMob, they're getting the detailed information on the inner workings of the iPhone App Store. Okay, and it's complete and utter horseshit. And I'm sick to death of Google just buying up an industry. They're not only are they monopolizing advertising, I think they're trying to monopolize search. I think they're monopolizing the internet in general. I really do. And I've been telling you guys this from the beginning. The only reason they wanted AdMob is so they could get inside information about the App Store and how it works. They have to know this stuff. If they run the network that runs ads on the free apps, then they have to know the inner workings of the App Store. They have to let these apps access their network. Now, the new complaint filed by the consumer groups echoes concerns saying that the deal would, quote, substantially lessen competition in the increasingly important mobile organizing market, and as it's proposed, would be harmful to consumers, advertisers, and application developers, unquote. The complaint goes way beyond antitrust issues, however, to note that mobile ads providing deep and significant information to the company managing them, potentially including the user's location, detailed record of their behavioral history, age, ethnicity, gender, and other information. Now, not only are they getting all this information through searches, they're going to get it through our mobile phones too. Now, quote, U.S. consumers currently do not have meaningful safeguards protecting their privacy online, including with behavioral targeting. This is particularly true of the mobile web, where there are no meaningful federal policies to effectively protect privacy. Permitting the expansion of mobile advertising through the combination of these two market leaders without requiring privacy guarantees poses a serious threat to consumers. Seriously. Who says they have a right to all my information just because I'm using their application or just because I'm online? Huh? Who says they have a right to everything about me because I clicked the ad? Now, AdMob has regularly reported aggregated statistics culled from its network of ad views, which has provided reporters with new insight into the rapid increasing in the influence of the iPhone as a platform. Following its planned acquisition by Google, the monthly AdMob report almost entirely ignored any detailed mention of the iPhone, which AdMob only barely noted as having achieved half of all data traffic and a third place 18% of unit sales. Half of all data traffic and a third place unit sales, and they just barely mention it. But instead, they detail metrics related to the Google's distantly fifth place Android platform, which is said represented an 11% share of data traffic and just 3% of unit sales. So, the iPhone's putting it all over the Android. Everybody knows that. Anything else is just propaganda by Google and everybody else. Anybody who comes out and says, Android's giving the iPhone a run for its money. No, it's not. Shut your propaganda spewing mouth. This makes me so mad, and I hope the FTC steps in and says, fuck you, Google. You ain't buying AdMob because you're monopolizing the advertising industry. Desktops, mobile, it don't search, it don't matter. You're monopolizing the industry, and we don't have no choice. We have no choice. How many browsers and phones come with Google search and no other choice? And now we're going to have the ads that are being run on the ad phone and the Droid provided by a company owned by Google. Google is trying every which way in the world to get its mitts in on the iPhone ecosystem, and they're wanting the inner workings of how the App Store works so they can copy it onto their Droid platform is the way I see it. And Google is stepping over the line as far as I'm concerned, and I'm serious. If it keeps up, one of these days, if it keeps getting worse and worse like this, one of these days I might pull my shit and go to another place. I'm sick and tired of Google really trying to take over our internet experience, our browsing experience. If they're not our search, then they're going to be the people that provide us our ads. And if they're not providing us our ads, then they're going to be the people who owns the freaking phone. And I'm just sick to death of it. Sick to death. Okay? On a side note, another article come out that said O2 network is having problems in Europe with the iPhone because of data usage. So this is just proof that I have been preaching to you guys all along. AT&T is not the problem. The iPhone users use more data than the networks have ever been used to, and they're kicking their asses. So AT&T is going to ride this out until the Apple iPhone opens up to other carriers and takes some of the load off, because I don't see them investing $50 million to build up their network just for a year or just for a few months to appease customers, when the exclusivity deal, Apple may just open their phone up to other carriers, and then what's the point? The pressure's going to be off the network, and they upgraded for nothing. So they're going to wait to see if they get this exclusivity deal back before they do any major upgrading. Mark my words, if they get the deal again, then they'll upgrade. If they don't, they'll just wait for the other carriers to take a lot of the load. But this is proof. It says the O2 London network has reportedly crashed under the pressure numerous times. So it is the iPhone, guys, because of the data being used. People have access to the iTunes store. They can buy music. They can download movies. They can download apps. They can stream video on their cameras. They can watch YouTube, surf the web. They are using data like it's going out of style. And they wasn't ready for it. But the main gist of this story is just to say Google is at it again, and I really do, as much as I get from YouTube. I just got another check today, as a matter of fact. As much as I get from YouTube and as much fun as I get from YouTube, I gotta stick up for what's right, guys. You gotta stand for something. What's the old adage? You gotta stand for something or you'll fall for anything. Is that it? I mean, as much as I enjoy Google, I have to stand up for people's rights and privacy and right to privacy. I don't think they should be gathering this information on me like they do, and I think something needs to be done about it. Thanks for watching. OS 10.